Hello, everybody. How are you all? Okay, at the beginning, dear, do you have any question regarding the course and regarding the MTA in general? Okay, I will record it, the meeting. But at the beginning, do you have any question, dear, about the course? As you know, the MTA, it will be up to the meeting 6. Did you start studying the course for preparing for MTA? Okay, as I'm telling you, dears, this is what I received from the GCC. He said about what he said about the. Okay, this is what he mentioned about the MTA. It will be okay. The MTA consisting of 6 question problem. This is, I think, this is for MTA or this one. Yeah, this is not. This is for another course. Sorry. This is for another course. This is what he mentioned. Okay, this is what he mentioned. It will be a 5 question problem covering from block 4, parts 1, 2, 3, up to 6. It will be for the first 6 session. Okay, the MTA material, it will be covered from session 1 up to session 6. As you can see dear here, it will be from session 1 up to session 6. Okay, this is the first one. Second one, third one, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Up to here, up to this session. This is session talking about here. Let me start recording the lecture first. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inshallah, for today we will discuss or made a revision for the MTA. As I'm telling you, the MTA, it will be covered up to the session 6. Starting from session 1 up to session 6. Session 6 talking about the biometric data and the biometric security system, fingerprint recognition system. Up to here, dear. And this session, it's very important to study it well and understand all the concepts. May 1 or 2 questions be coming from these concepts or from this session. Let us to go through some question or some revision question regarding the MTA. The first question here, as you can see, what is or the fingerprint is considered as a physiological biometric. List 2 advantage and 2 disadvantage. This is a direct question. As you can see, it's mentioned in the slide. Please, when you consider the fingerprint as a physiological biometric, list 2 advantage and 2 disadvantage. What is the advantage when you consider fingerprint as a physiological biometric? Okay, the ridge pattern on the fingertips stay the same according to person lives. Okay, for fingerprint, it will remain the same when you are alive. This is the first feature. The second feature, it's high distances, okay, even between the twin. Okay, it will be high distance. It will be different between حتى between your fingers. It will be different. Okay. And the third, they only ask you to mention 2 advantage, but here they list 3. It's easy to capture. For example, when you compare it to a recognition system, and list 2 disadvantage. 5% of the people, not able to provide the fingerprint. Why? Maybe the fingerprint is affected by any injury or any problems, okay? And it's possible to lift a fingerprint on any surfaces, and maybe the attacker or a fraudster trying to produce a fake fingerprint. This is two disadvantage. I think it's very easy question and very direct question. Yes, dears, are you with me? It's clear. Okay. And here another question. In practice, it is rare to use any asymmetric key system for the encryption of message data. Usually, short symmetric key, known as a session key, is used by both parties to encrypt their secret message. What are the advantage and disadvantage of a session key? Okay, what is the advantage of a symmetric or short key? Mention two. Okay, mention two advantage and two disadvantage of a session key. This is a direct question from the slides. Okay, what is the advantage of a session key? It is a short and much low, يعني it's take processing lower processing when you compare it to asymmetric key. Okay, disadvantage low resistance to attack. It will be يعني it's breakable. This type of key it's breakable. The second disadvantage, a session key usually stay in surface for relative short time before begin discards. As you know, session key after a while it will be discarded. But this is as يعني disadvantage for this type of keys. Okay, another question. Define the following. What is the meaning of number factorization, prime factorization, prime number, and compound number? I think it's direct question. And you already took this information in the slides. What's the meaning of prime number, factorizations, prime factorization, prime number, compound number. Okay. As you can see here, they define what's the meaning of factorization. The process of decomposing a number in a way, like for example, we will take 6 factorials. This is called factors, okay? What is the 6 factors for the numbers? Okay, what is the 6 factor for any numbers? Dears. You took all this information in the meetings, but this is as a revision, and you already tell me you are studying the course. You are preparing for the MTA. خدتوها حتى في الثانوي in the secondary school. What's the meaning of 6 factors? How to calculate 6 factors? Dears. Excellent, Dora. And yeah, Maram, excellent. But this is how to calculate 6 factor. This is, يعني you can define it and give example, okay? According to the slides, it's mentioned the definition and the definition and many example about that. Okay, prime factorization. Okay, the factor here you need not, يعني you need a prime number. What's the meaning of prime number, dears? What's the meaning of prime number? Only accept what? Division. What's the meaning of prime number? Excellent, Dora. Okay, this type of number only accept division on the number itself and 1. Excellent, Roman. Yes, excellent. This is called prime number, okay? Here you need a prime factors. What's the meaning of prime factor? All the factor for number, it must be a prime. But when you find the 6 factor, you need to find only 6 factorial. How to find the prime factor for 6 factorial? What is the prime number for this number? Make a long division. Put a set for all the prime number less than 6. What is the set for the prime number less than 6? 5. Dears. Excellent, man. What is the prime number less than 6? Let us to build the list of the prime number less than 6. After that, trying to make the long division to find the prime factor for this number. Excellent. 3 and 2. 5, 3, 2. Okay, 5, 3, 2. Let us to make a long division. Okay, but already Dora, excellent Dora. So this is the this is the prime factor for 6 factorial. 3 multiply 2. This is called prime factor. Okay, prime factorization. Okay, what's the prime number? The prime number has only 2 factors, the number and itself. The compound number, not a prime number. It's any number, not a prime number. Has almost more than 2 factors. Okay, not only the number and itself, it's having another factors. Okay, other factors. Okay, and there is another question. The brute force attack is used to break a columnar transposition cipher by trying all the combination of the key. Based on the answer, okay, based on these, trying to answer the following question. If a key is supposed to be 6-letter words, okay, this is the key. And it's consisting how many letters? 6 letters. How many different attempts by brute force attack to break the cipher text provided that each letter in the word appear only once? Show your answer in detail. Okay, the first letter can appear in any of 6 positions. Okay, R, it can be appear any of these position. The second, any of the 5 remaining position. The third, 4th remaining, and so on. You can you can find all the possible all the attempts, how many different attempts by 6 factors, because how many letters on this key you have 6. For this reason you will calculate 6 factor. For how many attempts in real? 720. Okay, 710. This is how to find the number of an attempt by using columnar transposition. Okay, then the third or the second part, a fast computer was used to break the previous ciphertext. The speed of the processor for a million per instruction in seconds. If each attempt need 220 instruction, what is the time needed to break the ciphertext in part A? Consider the worst case. The last attempt is successful one. Express your answer in second and millisecond. Okay. If you want to calculate the total number of instruction, just taking the number of attempt, multiply it by how many instruction you have. You have 220. It will become, this is the number of instruction. Okay, and now we will calculate the time because he asking about the time needed for breaking this type of cipher. So you will take a number of instruction over the speed of the computer. What is the speed of speed of the processor? So you will convert from million instruction per second into instruction per second. So you will multiply it by 10 power 6. For this reason, you convert from million to a seconds only, to only instruction per seconds. Okay. So for this reason, you multiply by 10 power 6. And the result here express in the first, he asks you to express your answer in second. And in millisecond, so you will convert from second to millisecond, multiply it by 1000 or multiply it by 10 power 3. All is correct. Okay, if I can see this, the result, 39.6 milliseconds. Okay, and this question, I think it's very, very important. According to the previous MTA, one question coming like this, ask you about to decide or to do encryption by using a Caesar cipher, but with digraph coding. And we already explained this in the meetings. So maybe one question ask you about, for example, if the key, this is given, the key here, 350, and the text here, tour, and you will use digraph coding, Caesar cipher with digraph. But for this reason, you will try to find a ciphertext for TO, okay, and a ciphertext for UR, and you must write the formula because every step it have a mark. So what is the formula? The cipher, okay, equal to B refer to what plain text or a numerical code for plain text plus the key mod 676. Okay, so we already explained this in the meetings. And here, what is the key? 350. So you will try to find the ciphertext for TO. Okay, TO here. At the first, you will try to find what? A numerical code. What is the numerical code for a TO? Then after that, you will calculate a ciphertext. Then you will find a numerical code. Here it's become as 70. 7 equivalent here to what? To H, and 0 to A. And you must write the ciphertext in a capital letter. So what is the ciphertext for the plain text TO? HA, and you must write it in a capital letter. And at the second stage, you will try to find a ciphertext for UR. So at the beginning, you will try to find the numerical code for UR by using this formula. Then you will try to find the ciphertext. After that, you find 8 and 3, 8 equivalent to I, 3 equivalent to D. So what is the ciphertext for the plain text UR? It's ID in capital letter. And you at the end, you must write the ciphertext for TOUR. It will become HAID. Okay. That's it. Do you have any question, dear? It's clear? Dear, it's clear? Okay, I will give you another templates. Okay, here ask you about a digital certificate. What is the digital certificate? What's the kind of information contain? List 3, only 3. And the digital certificate used for what? Okay, as you know, the digital certificate, it's individual. You can use it for identify by using his or her public key. And it consists public copy of a public key, information about the owner, information about certificate authority, information about a digital certificate like expire date, serial numbers. Okay, and it's used for what? Used for web authentication. Another question asks you about turning a raw fingerprint image into a set of MTA usually require 3 main stages. When you try to extract the property and using the MTA or using the local stage, you will go through 3 steps. What is this 3 step? Binarization, explain it. Tuning, explain it, and the MTA detections. For this 3 stage, I think it's direct question. Okay, here ask you about privacy come in many form relating to what it's that one wish to keep private. In this context, you have studied the following term: privacy of identity, privacy of self-determination. What's the meaning of that? If they ask you about it. The privacy of identity, the right to keep one identity unknown from any reason. Okay? The privacy of self-determination. We might consider some of our behavior private. Okay, to keep it secret of our behavior. So this is what's the meaning of, I think it's direct question from the meeting one. Okay, here ask you about what we will, what's the output for this process when you have an ASCII code and you want to generate this data. So you have this random data as it's mentioned here, 101010, فيو listed here, and you have the key here, it's N 1001110, and you will make the XOR between these two given data as it's asked here in the question. But this is the result. The XOR is real. When the two inputs similar, the output will be 0. When the two inputs different, the output will be 1. Okay, I think it's very easy question. Here one question asks you about, please draw the block diagram of the biometric security system. So you can draw it as it is. There is a sensor, feature extractor, the sensor produces raw data, the feature extractor produces a template. Okay, the feature extractor can go to the matcher or to the storage. The storage, inside the storage, you will record all the templates during the enrollment stage. The matcher is responsible to compare the templates received from the feature extractor and the templates from the storage. If it's similar, okay, it will produce the similarity ratio. The decision maker responsible to take the decision according to the similarity and something called threshold. But it will compare. If it's greater than the threshold, match. Otherwise, non-match. This is, I think it's direct question from the slide. And here, one question asks you to fill the table. And there is a message between Alice and Bob, and they're using الفجنر cipher. Okay, they're using الفجنر cipher. How to apply فجنر cipher? As you know, what is the keyword here? The keyword exam, the text here or the message, correct answer. I will list the message or the plain text correct answer, and you will list the numerical code according to the table. Then the key here, it's exam. You will repeat it until you finished all the according to the message. Okay. After that, you will using the formula of الفجنر cipher. What is the formula for فجنر cipher? Hadirs. What is the formula for فجنر cipher? C equivalent to P plus K mod 26. This is the formula for الفجنر cipher. I think it's easy to list it, dear. Okay, it's easy. List the letter from A to Z starting from 0 to 25. If it's not mentioned, you have to know how to write the table. Okay. Dear, this is a question just to know the type of the question. It's not the question of the MTA, please. To know. Okay, just to know. After that, you will write the ciphertext in a capital letter, as you can see here. List the letter in the capital letter. That's it for today, dear. Do you have any question? كذا ممكن تيجي طبيعة الأسئلة، بس ما راح تيجي زيها. ما راح تيجي زيها أبداً. تلاحظون okay, as you can see, it's a direct question from Inshallah, it will be a direct question from the slide. But may some question having some idea? Yes, only the structure. No multiple choice bayan. As he mentioned, as I'll tell you here, what he mentioned the type of the question. It will be a question problem solving, okay? And it's similar to the previous question. يعني راح تكون نفس طريقة الأسئلة السابقة. Only 5 questions as he mentioned. And as you know, the width of the exam 30 marks. 30, okay? So please study well, do your best, and inshallah يعني you will get all the best inshallah. أرسلت لكم التسجيل. أنا ما أبغاكم تعتمدون على الأسئلة نهائي، ما راح تجي زيها. Okay, the question it will not coming as this question. I just يعني give you how to يعني about the way of the question. The way of the question. ما راح تجي نفسها. The GCC of the course it's a new one. الGCC الكورس مختلف، مو نفس الGCC السابق. فما راح تجي نفس الأسئلة. لا تضيعون وقتكم عليها. بس أنا وضحت لكم آلية طريقة الأسئلة. Okay dears. منطقيا ما راح تجي نفس الأسئلة. الشخص اللي راح يعد الأسئلة شخص مختلف، شخص جديد، GCC جديد. Okay. The GCC of the course, this is the first time for him to take this course. This is only I'm give you this way to know what is the type of the question and how to solve it, for example. If you study well, you will solve all the question. Okay, don't trying to understand all the concept well. Okay, trying to understand it. Let me take the attendance.